You want to switch it around tonight since we have people waiting?
Yes.
Yes. Why don't we just go right to the commentary by the public? And please state your name and your address, please.
Hello, my name is Elda Estiverne. I live at 7 Mendham Avenue, North Township. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. I am here mainly because I've been having issues on my property since, I would say since November. So just to express my concern and my frustration. So we've been having problems along myself with some other neighbors, being the neighbor who lives on 1 Egbert, the neighbor who lives on 3 Mendham Avenue, 5 Mendham Avenue, and myself as being on 7 Mendham Avenue, and also my neighbor who's across the street on 1 John Drive, I believe. So the problem is there has been issues above on Egbert Hill Water. It's called Egbert Hill Water issue. I've been living in my house for the past 16 years, and I know there has been water problem around the area because I'm like down the hill, and apparently there's been issues all along, which I've had to experience with because I had to put French drains into my property about 4 years ago, which cost me thousands of dollars. And recently, my neighbor who's up the street on 4 John Drive, they just bought that property. And I noticed that they did pull several trees behind my property. And since then, I believe that was in October. And around December, November, December, I started noticing that I was getting water all over my yard. So I did contact the engineering department, who I've been in communication with, who is Jim Slade, who is the engineer of the township. And there has been several emails being sent by several neighbors because of this water problem that's been happening. But however, my problem has been the worst because the water is literally running 24/7 since the month of November till now. So I've been in communication with Jim Slade, who's, they called the water department, they tested the water, and some of the water was coming up on 4 and 6 John Drive. I was told that water was not tested for chlorine, and the water that's coming over to my property was tested for chlorine. What that means exactly, I don't know. I'm not an expert in, infrastructure of the town. So I've been talking, and as a matter of fact, today I spoke with Mr. Slade, who told me, well, it's not a township issue. It's not a water issue. So I said, why is it? It's my problem to fix pipes or anything. Obviously, there's a pipe up there that's broken, and I was getting water, like the back of the property, along with Mr. Bellis, Jack Bellis, who's been living in the township for years, and he has been a good source of information to me. And we've been really frustrated because nothing, I don't know what to do. I feel hopeless, and I don't think I should be the one fixing this problem. And there's 2 sources of water, like I just mentioned. One was coming from some sump pump. So the neighbor across the street from me on John Drive complained, and it was a hazardous problem because there was water all over the street, ice, it's like an iceberg in front of my house, in the back of my backyard, especially with the temperature being so low. Yes. I've had icebergs on my backyard. Can you put it up so you can see? Because I don't think anybody realized the gravity of the situation, and I literally cannot go in my backyard. I can't put my garbage out. And the water is literally coming from my backyard all the way in front of my driveway.
Are you the corner house of Jones and Mendham?
Yes, I am.
And were you the house that had all the geese on their yard a few weeks ago?
Yes.
I noticed those geese when I drove by.
So that's another problem. But that's nature. But the fact is, I'm told by the township engineer that, oh, I'm playing a devil's advocate. I don't know what to tell you because you should go after the neighbor. It's clearly not in the neighbor on 4 John Drive's issue. It's an infrastructure. It's a well, about the artesian well, which I'm not aware of. Mr. Bellis actually educated me on that apparently for years has been the problem to the point that I had. So now, because they pulled the trees, the water is coming upward, so it's coming literally running for the past since November.
Okay, so let me ask Mr. Quinn to comment for a minute because we're aware of the situation.
Mayor, there's a couple situations. One was a neighbor up the street had a leaking pipe, and we had the water utility out there looking for that, and they did find it through the leak detection. That was one of the reasons they're looking for chlorine, determine if it's a water pipe that's broken, and that's how we determine that. It's not just groundwater coming up. So that's reason for the chlorine.
And what date was that?
That was just last week. I believe that was fixed within the last 10 days.
Okay.
That was addressed. That also created some of the icing issue further down coming from there. As I think Mr. Slater's also told you, that we're going to put in some drainage along the roadway and everything else to make sure there's no additional water going onto your property from the roadway, which is our responsibility. And we're going to put in some inlets and also put in the stuff there where the property can drain from your property into that storm drain that's going to be put as part of our general services.
Yeah, but when is that going to be? I was told by him that the budget for the township is happening in June.
Correct.
This problem is urgent. I cannot
Right.
wait for June for, I mean, we're talking about months.
That may not address the water on your property, though. That'll be addressing any water that's coming down and catching that water, unless you want to tie into that from your property.
So would she have the ability, if we're installing the drain in the street, to run a drain pipe onto her property with a drain to
Correct.
connect to it?
Yes.
Well, that,
Excuse me,
That
I have
problem-
joined Elda because it's
Yes,
my property.
Mr. Bell, sure. You just,
Jack Ellis, 5 Macon Avenue. Mr. Mancuso, Mr. Quinn, and also Mr. Slate know the extent of the problem over in our place. It's at least 8 or 9 houses. It's not an individual homeowner's problem, it's a township infrastructure problem. There are old drainage pipes that were put in probably, well, before 1940 at least. I'm still the only living person left that has seen the original pipes, because I had to replace them in my yard in 1964. They're old clay pipes. They run up the hillside to a source. Now, there may be a water leak, but that's not 5% of the problem. The volume of water, if you go down the street and look at all the catch basins, the volume of water coming out of there exceeds any broken water pipe. And if there's a broken water main, it'd be shooting up in the air. It's not springs, because springs don't develop just 8 or 9 years ago. They've been there for 200 years. And it's not a high water table due to the rain we've had, because the ground has been frozen since Christmas time. And when it does start to dry up, last year was the first year it didn't dry completely in my yard. By dry, I mean you could walk on it. It was still wet underneath. It dried from the bottom up. Now, a high water table, that's simple gravity. That dries from the top down. There's a source up at the top of the hill, artesian well or something. Under today's rules and regulations, the environmental study of that hillside would never allow the township to issue one building permit until that supply was cut off and taken care of. We all feel the township should come. This line you're talking about, if it's what Jim told me, it should help me. It's not security. It should totally alleviate her, because her water is only coming above ground from what's in that lot in the back. It should alleviate Elda's completely, but it's still just a Band-Aid. It's going to get worse and worse. We don't know how many people up the hill have put in sump pumps in the last 10 years, because all of a sudden they're going to help like me. I didn't have a sump pump for 45 years. I had to put in one 10 years ago. And I had to put a drain down my driveway. And I had to put what I'm hoping to have my plumber correct, half-baked handyman put in a lousy drain from where my source is, and it's not working. But I've spent between $10,000 and $12,000. Now, the lady in number 3, who's out of town and couldn't be here tonight, she's had her backyard dug up at least 4 or 5 times. She hasn't spent $25,000 or $30,000 over the last 10 or 15 years. I'm underestimating it. Every time they come and dig it up, they find another pipe is broken off by the developer, coming from somewhere, going nowhere, just spilling. She's had her yard redone 3 or 4 times, and she's got another wet problem now. It's drying up off the wall. She's gonna eat if the township can't find the source. If you could just bring in a water expert. Now, I'm not talking about water pipes, water department, because all they're looking for pipes. They know where their pipes are and if they're leaking or they're not. A drainage expert should be able to go up the top of the hill and find the source. And then you cut it off there and you solve the whole, eventually the whole hill, the roots are in these old clay pipes. I found some in 1964. I know there's a line going back of our 2 properties now that's clogged up, and that's what's causing our immediate problem. Well, more and more are going to get clogged up. another 10 or 20 years, the whole hillside, the source has got to be found and cut off. And
So it's
the
a-
water
it's a-
expert should be able to, now, a long-time township DPW problem, a worker who some of you probably don't know, Peter knows him, you know him, told me a year ago, Easter time, that he was up at the top of the hill when that new portion of the top of Edward Hill was being developed, the road and the storm sewers were put in.
He's talking about Alexandria Drive?
Uh,
The top of the hill being Alexandria or the top of the hill being Jones?
Where it's somewhere up Edward Hill. Somewhere, I don't know where.
Mhm.
He saw an artesian well, and he said to the foreman or the engineer, whoever was in charge of the contract, you should run a couple of parallels out the street and get rid of that thing. And they said, not necessary. And now I think it's become necessary. And I'd like the township to put some effort into going up the hill and get a drainage expert in it. Like, get a dowser. I mean, it sounds like a joke, but I've seen documentaries on well drilling. And well drillers, sometimes after they dig 4 or 5 dry holes, they hire a dowser, and they don't know why it works, and it doesn't always work. But there's something's wrong. They've got something weird, like an ESP. But the source should be able to be found.
Okay.
Cut off all these drain pipes. They're like the spider web. Matter of fact, Jim Slade has a map I drew years ago showing the ones I know about. And there's more, like I said, number 3. Every time the landscapers dug up where they are, they found it. There's even one goes under the house. When they were paving their driveway, they found another one under the house that goes out to the street, out into the storm. Every time they dig it up, they find more pipes going.
So from your experience, as the water's coming down the hill, do you see it coming down in a stream and then spreading out, or do you think it's
No,
coming down in a sheet?
What's happening,
We're not going to be able to.
what's happening to, what's happening to Elda and what's happening to me, the water has always been there underground, but it wasn't bothering any of us. About 8 or 10 years ago, not the current owner, but the previous owner of the house in back, and he had a row of trees put down his back fence. For privacy trees, evergreen trees. And only after I've been fighting this water for, I mean, I go in up to my knee, that's how muddy my backyard was. I lost the boot in there once.
Wow.
He happened to tell me, when the guy was putting in these trees, when he came down to the bottom, when he hit water, so he had to elevate it. I said, oh, could you show me? And he showed me, that's where my water's coming. The leak isn't there. But digging for that tree gave the water immediately to come to the ground.
Okay.
Same thing
That's
back
exactly what
back of Elda's house. They were cleaning up that vacant lot there, the woods. They were taking all the broken, fallen down trees out. They pulled out a tree stump. And they gave the water easily to come to the ground.
It's on our radar now. We are going to take it to the engineering committee, and I promise you we'll look into it.
Yeah, okay.
In addition to putting the drains in.
It's something, I mean, people just keep putting more money into the ground, and it talks up somebody else. This poor woman next door to me has got a backyard now, and she
Yeah,
said,
no, I agree. It's not just your problem. The icing that comes onto Mendham Road is a problem for other people too. I live west of there, so I drive by that all the time. I see the ponding there. I'm aware of the ice
but
situation.
like I say, it's not coming from a simple water leak. It's coming from a drainage system that has a source somewhere up the
Okay.
hill. And I wish the township would look for this.
We will look into it further.
I'm about to spend money on having my problem hopefully fixed. There's no guarantee it's going to be fixed.
I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you very much for coming out, and thank you for staying so late to.
Thank you, ma'am.
And again, if any of you want to follow up with any additional comments, our email addresses are on the website. Mine is jqueries@morristownship.com. Feel free to follow up with me by email for a status update if you want.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry you had to wait so long, ma'am, but thank you for staying.
Hi, my name is Janet Orama, and I live at 81 Catch Road, and I'm here to advocate for the Ark and Morris. We need more apartments built and the funding to build them, 1-bedroom apartments, because people like me do better living without roommates. And we still need the staffing 24/7, 7 days a week, and it opens up more opportunities also for the art to hire more staffing to help us, because they take us food shopping, they take us to doctor's appointments and all, and we need to have the art expand around these towns closer to our family, our friends, our churches, and we need the fundings. And you know, this is Morristown is a nice area to build more apartments, because there is a lot of land, and I have some papers to give to you guys to keep. And you know, I'm big on advocating, and you just got to get the right people involved to help this, to help us, so we can get, you know, some apartments built around, and not down in South Jersey, because my friend is going to start going to some town meetings, because she has a handicapped son, and she doesn't want him going far away, so she's on the same page that I'm on. So we really, really need a lot of help, the Arkhamores, for fundings and one-bedroom apartments and no roommates, because, you know, people like their space so they can come and go and all, like people like me, you know what I mean? You understand? And I got some literature here, and you guys can keep it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your patience, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for advocating for the community.
And also, I know Bruce Sizzler. He's a good friend of my family, so if you want to get him, you know, to help me as well as you guys, okay? And I hope to hear of something soon, because the weather's starting to get nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just so you know, we're also, there's new housing going in at Colgate, the old Colgate site on Hanover Avenue. You know, where they're doing the building now, it's piles of dirt right now, but where Colgate Menon used to be, across from the shop. And there's a proposal to put in 6 units of housing that could be for art, could be for cerebral palsy, but for the disadvantaged community in that respect. So it is on our radar. It's very important to me as a person to try to get more in the community. I know there's a need, and the need is unfortunately growing. So it's on our radar, and I thank you again for advocating for people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Good evening, Diane Holland, 26 North Bridge Place. I'm curious about the resolution 73-19, authorizing the Township Committee to enter into an agreement for provision of certain municipal services for the brownstones at Morris Township Condominium Association. As some of the individuals on the dais know, I've always been very interested in the municipal services to townhomes, and I'm curious what brownstones at Morris Township secured from the town.
Same thing that you have at Liberty Cool Breeze.
Yeah.
Is this their first time?
Correct.
And so it's limited to, would you explain which services it is?
Snow plowing, street lighting, and fire hydrants.
And even though it's been there for a few years, they've never applied to get the rebates back like the other communities do. It's the first time.
What can I say? Some of us are on top of it.
They were just built though, I mean, in 2015 before they were ready to go, so it's only gone back 3 years.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
Thank you, ma'am.
that's why it's there.
Recommend we close the public portion, Mr. Mayor.
Any other public comments? Okay, so we will close the public portion. We do have commentary by the town